Welcome to the first meeting of January 5th, 2017, and with the new board, the Clackamas County Commission. And we'll start off with the roll.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners, Mr. Chair. We are joined this morning from County Council, Mr. Stephen Madcore, and of course, your clerk to the board, Mary Rathke. I'll start the roll with Commissioner Savas.
Here.
Commissioner Schrader.
Here.
Commissioner Humberston.
Here.
Chair Bernard.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to start off with an introduction and welcoming of a new board member. Which one is that? Oh. So I'm going to start off by just talking a little bit about Commissioner Ken Humberston. He had a long career in law enforcement. He was also a school teacher, a firefighter, a United States Marine. He held public office as mayor of a small community. I assume it was a small community.
Yes.
School board member, fire board member, and served on several economic development agencies. He was the president of the Clackamas River Water Board and also serves on Clackamas County Economic Development Commission. He's also represents a rural community. Not only does he live in one now, he also owned a small horse ranch in the rural community and, of course, moved to a city where he became the mayor of the city. So he has some experience in both urban and rural. 23 years in law enforcement, in the parole end of the law enforcement, correct?
Probation, actually.
Yep. And served in the United States Marines Corps, which I think you could say for him set some important values, and that's a call to service. And he believes that the finest moment as people and as a nation are when we work together to build a better community. So, Commissioner Humberston, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all very much. A brief thank you to those folks who that were supportive of our campaign. I'm happy to be here and happy to serve. A special thank you to my wife, Grace, who's in the audience today, who is willing to put up with this, politics not being her favorite subject. And thank you to my campaign manager, John DeHaas, who lived the campaign as much as I did for 18 months. So for those of you who voted for me, I will certainly do my best. And for those of you who did not, I hope I don't disappoint you. I will also do my best. Thank you.
Great. The first item on the agenda is consideration of the appointment of County Commission Vice Chair. Is there a motion?
I move we appoint Commissioner Paul Savas as Vice Chair of the Clackamas County Commission.
Second that.
It's been moved by Commissioner Schrader and seconded by Commissioner Humberston. Any further discussion?
Glad to have you on board, buddy.
Wait, you haven't
Well,
voted.
I'll just say I appreciate that. I didn't realize until this morning when I looked at the packet here that we'd be doing this morning, but that's great. And I think it's my second or third time, I think, as vice chair. So I look forward to a long year doing some good work. So thank you.
With that, County Clerk, could you please call a poll?
Okay. Commissioner Humberston.
Aye.
Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Chair Bernard.
Aye. With that, it's a 4-0, and welcome. Look forward to working with you again. Now we'll move on to citizen communication. By the way, this is my first meeting as the chair, so I might be a little choppy today. We have Les Poole.
I
Please
just had
join
the
us.
one card too, so
Pardon?
just the one card.
Welcome this morning.
Good morning. Welcome aboard, Ken. Like Ann Leininger, that name thing, we got to work on it, but it's Humberston.
Yes.
I'll try to remember that. I wanted to just think about where is it we're going with the roads and with traffic. I know here I am, Les Poole's back, bringing up the roads. And my concern isn't that the county isn't doing what it can. You're limited in options, and obviously the roads deteriorate. Unfortunately, the tax that was proposed might have been a little higher than people were willing to bear. But the issue's here, and it's going to be in front of you. First, I know we're going to be dealing with a budget. And when we deal with a budget, road maintenance is going to be real important, because the less we do there, the more it's going to ultimately take money from other places. And one of the big issues isn't so much the maintenance of the roads as it gets into safety. 99E has become somewhat of a nightmare at the edge of Oak Grove. With the opening of the light rail there, what's happened is we not only have an increase in general traffic, increase in commerce, but we now have people trying to get in and out of the Elks, which is acting as a park and ride, because the parking structure isn't big enough at Park Avenue. Next to that, we've got a bustling, relatively new Fred Meyer's gas station. And then you get right up to the signal at Courtney. And I know that other folks have probably been contacting the county about this, and I've shared some things with Mike Besner. Sadly, I've been by 3 accidents in the last couple of months, all right in that area. So roads are going to be a big one, and hopefully Ken will take a couple notes about that. I know he drives the roads like we all do, and the last thing about the roads is if we don't do something now, ultimately gas and oil prices are going to go up, and the cost of the asphalt's going to go up, and we're going to be even in worse shape. So that's a big one for the community and a big one for the new board. I've got 32 seconds left, and I think I'll just donate that time to Richard Langdon if he were here. Thank you.
Never give up. And with that, we'll move on to the consent agenda, and I ask the clerk to read the consent agenda by title.
Okay, the consent agenda. Under Health, Housing, and Human Services. Oh, just a second. Okay, under Health, Housing, and Human Services, approval of Amendment Number 1 to the Intergovernmental Agreement with Washington County for the city's Readiness Initiative Program, approval of a sub-recipient agreement with FamilyCare, Inc. for Chronic Disease Directors Diabetes Prevention Program, approval to apply for a continuation grant for Oregon Department of Transportation Special Transportation Formula Funds through Tri-County Metropolitan Transportation District of Oregon for operational funding for the Mount Hood Express bus service, approval to apply for a continuation grant for Oregon Department of Transportation Special Transportation Formula Funds through Ride Connection, Inc. for services provided by members of the Transportation Consortium of Clackamas County for Clackamas County seniors and people with disabilities, approval to apply for a continuation grant for Oregon Department of Transportation 5310 Enhanced Mobility Funds through Tri-County Metropolitan Transportation District of Oregon for preventative maintenance and operation funding for the Mount Hood Express and purchased service for Boring residents. Under the Department of Transportation and Development, approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Oregon Department of Transportation for the Local Agency Certification Program. Under elected officials, approval of previous business meeting minutes. And under our development agency, approval of an agreement with Clackamas Mall for the Clackamas Regional Center Property Enhancement Program. And I also wanted to remind folks that on our webpage, we have the packet, so there's lots of information other than just the agenda. So all the backup information is on our county webpage.
Great, thank you. Do any members of the commission wish to remove or pull any items for further discussion? No. Seeing none, I ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Savas and seconded by Martha Schrader, or Commissioner Schrader. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Oh, wait, that's different. Mary, would you please poll us?
Yes. Commissioner Schrader.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Humberston.
Aye.
And Chair Bernard.
Aye. With that, we'll move on to administrator updates.
Well, yeah, I actually have a number of items to share with you this morning. First, a couple of items of good news. One, I wanted to relay a note we received from Mr. Richard Roach, who is the Director of External Affairs for Oregon for AT&T. And he wrote to our Transportation and Development Director, Barb Cartmell, to express AT&T's sincere gratitude to Clackamas County for working with us to allow AT&T to continue making improvements to its wireless network and to provide quality, reliable wireless service to residents, businesses, and visitors of Clackamas County. Mr. Roach noted that AT&T particularly appreciated the efforts of DTD staff to help create an efficient and predictable process to allow them to continually do their work that they need to do for their network. He cited Planning Director Mike McAllister and Senior Planner Scott Hulsher for their outstanding customer service and assistance. And so I wanted to thank Mr. Roach for the note, and also especially thank Mike and Scott and all the DTD staff for the work they do to deliver exceptional service, which is one of our core values here in Clackamas County. Then I also wanted to share with you some really outstanding numbers from Public and Governmental Affairs regarding our social media efforts. Last year during a policy session, the board learned that our Public and Governmental Affairs Department set a 2016 goal to reach 1 million impressions on the county's official Twitter presence. And these impressions are essentially the number of times our messages are read on Twitter. And I can tell you that PGA rocketed past that goal. And last year they reached almost 2 million impressions. This number relates to what are unpaid, or what they call organic impressions. And the three top tweets that folks read, one was a video about the Mount Hood Express expanding its service at some 28,000 impressions. Then our reminder to folks to vote on Election Day received some 28,000 impressions. And then earlier in the year, in 2016, the information we provided about our makeshift clinics during the hepatitis A outbreak in Sandy, that was last February, some 19,000 impressions. So great work on the part of PGA helping to share information about Clackamas County and the services we provide to the public. Then, during the board's recess through the holidays, your county administrator is authorized to act on contracts and intergovernmental agreements that ordinarily are things that are required action on the board. But during recess, you delegate to your county administrator the authority to do that. I had two items during the recess that I took action on, and I'm here to report to you that I approved authorization to purchase a John Deere grader from Pape Machinery. This will help to expand our current fleet of graders to address the backlog of some of our needed shoulder maintenance work. This was in the budget for last year, so it was part of the budget plan. But I took action in accordance with local contract review board rules to authorize that purchase. And then the second item was an intergovernmental agreement. This is with the Clackamas Education Service District to provide education and vocational opportunities for youth. And that was an agreement that provides some $43,000 to provide those services. Doesn't involve any general fund dollars. So that's that. Then finally, what I wanted to share with you is that we know that this weekend that weather conditions are going to be rather severe. Beginning Saturday and in through Sunday, we are anticipating cold temperatures and freezing rain in the region, which would make the roads slick and certainly raise concerns about those folks who are not able to find shelter. And as you know, we have 4 overnight warming centers here in Clackamas County that we support, but we have been working to try to make sure we can fully meet the need that we anticipate over the coming weekend. So one of the things that we have been doing now is we have been running a bus to shuttle individuals from the Father's Heart shelter in Oregon City and the service center, the Clackamas Service Center, to the Malala Warming Center, because those Father's Heart and the Clackamas Service Center were full. And so we had some 17 people last night in Malala that we shuttled there due to the overflow. We're currently working on identifying additional facilities that we may be able to have open over the coming weekend, and in particular, we're in contact. This may be a really helpful opportunity, not just for an overnight warming center, but maybe beyond that. We're talking with the county fair about using the pavilion facility, which has got the capability of holding up as many as 100 people, and has got facilities there. It's designed and set up to serve as an emergency shelter by the Red Cross, and so we're trying to make that available for folks. We're also looking to find additional emergency sites within the Oak Grove area as well. And we will augment our transportation capability as we can. The only concern there is if the roads get icy, so too will it get hazardous for transporting folks back and forth. We are then as well organizing our staff to be able to provide the support that's needed over the weekend to be able to provide supervision for these spaces as well. So that's an effort that's currently ongoing. And Commissioner Savas, you had asked about capacity for these facilities. I don't have the numbers for the warming center in Estacada, but I can tell you that Father's Heart can provide support to some 49 individuals, Clackamas Service Center some 30 individuals, and the Malala Warming Center, while they normally provide support for 11 individuals, they actually have opened up an additional room for 28 at the current time. So that's what's going on. I wanted to make sure you got the latest and greatest information about that.
Chair, can I ask a question? Yeah. Don, but my question is, are we also providing food for folks, warm food, coffee? Is that part of it, or?
My assumption is we will be coordinating that as needed and necessary. So,
and if you could let us know as commissioners, I bet we would love to help with that. I know I would love to help with that.
Certainly, yeah.
So.
Let me just give a little bit of a tip of the hat here to Erica Silver and Vahid Brown for the effort they're putting into making this come together, as well as Jill Smith, the Deputy Director at H3S, and Richard Swift there as well. They've been almost nonstop on this issue since yesterday when they learned what the weather report portended for the weekend to try to pull these pieces together. So,
I assume the churches also are.
yes, some do. Yeah.
People are going to the churches, and we haven't really, are we coordinating with them, or have we heard?
I'm not aware of what the coordination efforts are actually like. I do know that our staff do connect up with the churches, the faith community, when it comes to the dealing with homeless situation. So, yes.
Okay, Commissioner Savas?
Yeah, so Administrator Krupp, you mentioned the capacity for 3, but you mentioned there were 4 warming facilities. I know Clackamas Service Center does some of that, don't they? Or is that not 24/7?
He mentioned that.
Oh, you mentioned Clackamas Service Center?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's 30. It's the
that's 30.
Estacada Warming Center that I don't have the numbers for you for.
All right. Yeah, I just want to say on the radio, I heard this morning that some people were diverted over to the Clackamas Service Center. So I was curious because how much room we had, and knowing that is probably, we have a high population of homeless people in that particular vicinity of the county. It's certainly not the only one, but it certainly has a high capacity. So that's not very much space. So
That's
knowing how cold it is outside. Well, thank you.
You bet.
Great. With that, we'll move on to Commissioner Communications, and Mary rotates this, so Ken, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've had the opportunity over the last few days, and actually last few weeks, to start meeting staff both here in the Administration Center as well as some of the other buildings and services. And I have to say that if the people I have met up to this point are an example of the quality of folks that we have working for Clackamas County, we are a very lucky county. We have some very talented people, very dedicated to their jobs, and who do yeoman service on our behalf. So I'd like to say thank you personally to the staff that I have met and are helping me get organized and begin to learn what I need to learn. You guys have been great, and I really appreciate it. On a different note, as you may know, there's a lady and her son who lost their home in Lake Oswego. It was in the newspaper. Came to my attention a couple of weeks ago, and I asked our staff to see if there's anything we could do. It looks like she has been getting some help through a GoFundMe program, but I want to say thank you to Don and his staff for reaching out to her and offering our services and our assistance to them before she finds herself homeless and with no place to go. So thank you very much on that. With that, thank you all for your help, and to my new colleagues, thank you for your welcome. I appreciate it.
Great. Commissioner Schrader?
Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. It's great to be back, and we're all kind of raring to go at this point, particularly our newest member. It's been a pleasure to see the energy and how much you're really enjoying this, and that's what my remark would be, is that you really do have to love this job to be able to do it, and have thick skin and don't take things personally, and just keep a smile and have a sense of humor and do good for the people of Clackamas County. And I have every hope, and I believe that you are going to do a great job. So welcome. One of the things that, a couple of things I wanted to mention is yesterday I had the opportunity to be down in Salem with the Regional Solutions Coordinators. And basically, those are the folks across the state of Oregon that work on projects, whether it be housing, whether it be road repair, whether it be economic development. Our regional coordinator, for example, works on the Willamette Falls Legacy Project and brings all the right people to the table to move that forward. They also help us work on the Locks Project, Unlock the Locks. And I had an opportunity to talk to them about the study that the Association of Oregon Counties has done on housing. And we had an opportunity to present that to them. We have the issues broken down by region, and we are not only, as Clackamas County, going to lead the way in our own housing initiative with the help of Commissioner Savas, who has a high interest in this. We are also influencing how the state and our other colleagues and commissioners across the state are addressing this issue. It's a good report. We're going to be making it available, and we'll be making it available to legislators. So as they work on the housing crisis issue, that we make sure that they are actually doing things that the counties can implement and can work with, because we are the boots on the ground that are the front lines of this particular issue. So that was a great meeting yesterday, and I look forward to having that with Commissioner Savas is one of my major, at least personal things that I would like to see accomplished this year at the county, is to really keep that work up that our staff has already been really good doing. The other thing is a little bit out of country. We now have a sister county in China called Guanyun County. We had an opportunity to visit them. We now have a formal arrangement. We are looking with our business and community services folks to think big and to open up export opportunities for Clackamas County with our partners in China. We have already done so. We have already opened up export commodities with the help of the USDA, where we now can export frozen strawberries, blueberries, cranberries to China. and it has pumped an additional $260 million into our regional economy for our rural folks. So people say, well, really, why are you looking out there? And it is because it's worldwide, and we have things that people would like to have there, and we want to open up that gate and be friends and actually help our local economy and our statewide economy. With that, I'm going to move on to arts and culture activities in the county. Mary, if we can get that up. Lakewood Theater Company presents Agatha Christie's Murder on the Nile. In true Agatha Christie fashion, there has been a murder aboard a luxury steamer as it travels up the Nile River. Handsome newlyweds are on their honeymoon with the usual mix of Christie characters, the ex-fiancé, an overbearing matron, a socialist, a clergyman, and a German doctor. Continues through February 12th, 2017, Friday and Saturday, January 6th and 7th, 7:30 p.m., Sunday, January 8th, 7 p.m. at the Lakewood Center for the Arts in Lake Oswego. World of Speed volunteer talks, total access, an insider's look at racing with Mo Lohman. Mo Lohman will present highlights from his 30-year career as a TV news cameraman, covering almost every kind of racing, including Indy cars, IMSA, AMA, Pro Motocross, Pro Rally, local sports, car racing, Supercross, and vintage motocross. That's coming up this Saturday, January 7th at the World of Speed in Wilsonville. And I think I have two colleagues here, at least I know for sure, who are car guys. So I think that you want to go to that and report back to the commission about what that is.
General admission is $10 to get in. I don't know if there's admission for this particular function, but it's an affordable place to go.
And
if
it's
you're a car guy.
very cool, very cool. Okay, thanks.
Commissioner Savas?
Well, I too want to welcome Commissioner Humberston to the commission, and I found out here in November when we were at the AOC conference, he was excited and intrigued about our homeless crisis, and we visited a facility down there, so I know he's also brings a passion to that as well. And when we talk about our effort for the homeless and also veteran homeless efforts, that he'll be a champion of that as well. I'm also glad to hear he's got fire experience, because when you're a commissioner, especially when you're early on, you drink from a fire hose, so I know that he'll be able to handle that fire hose when he takes a zip. The other thing, obviously, is transportation, which is I'm very proud to be representing the county and working on transportation issues, and it really is a topic everywhere I go, I'm looking forward to the new team, especially when we appoint our new person. We have a full commission of 5 members, and we have a chance to have a retreat here soon to discuss some of these big emerging issues. In the process of shuffling offices, I'm going through a lot of my stuff and throwing stuff away, obviously, but I'm grabbing documents and articles and material that I've read that reminds me how much work we have to do, how much broad variety of things we have on our plate. And so I'm going to be gathering a list again of some of the things we need to, work on, and maybe we can prioritize that and kind of fold that into our strategic plan. I know when I came here 6 years ago, it's kind of a celebration for each of us, but I was sworn in 6 years ago. I talked about getting a strategic plan in place, and we did get that underway, and I know it's a 5-year plan. I think we're in year 3, Administrator, I believe year 3, so hopefully we can refine that and get that underway and get all our departments in there. But I'm just thankful that the previous commission, this commission, has supported that strategic plan. We call it MFR, Managing for Results. But I think it's really important that it gives us direction to make sure we're efficient with our resources and we're spending our money at addressing those priorities. I know one of the speakers here this morning talked about funding for road maintenance, and of course, it's a capacity issue. And I think when people talk about transportation, yeah, there's a pothole here and there, maybe there's a traffic light that's needed over here, but the big issue is capacity, and that's going to be solved with a bunch of different solutions. But building roads as our population grows, I don't know if people know this yet, but when I took office, I think our population was 360,000, and the consensus count here that we just heard in November was 403, I believe. So we've grown 40,000 folks population, and that obviously some are going to drive, a lot of them are going to drive, majority, and that's just Clackamas County, let alone the entire region. So the traffic through this area is worse than it's ever been, and we really need to look at solutions. And so funding there's maintenance obviously, but we also need about funding for capacity for new roads where they're needed. And I do know our legislature is going to be in session here at the end of the month, and hopefully a transportation package is successful, so we can have some of those resources to build some of those roads. So I'm looking forward to the new year, and I do appreciate Commissioner Schrader's efforts as well, and being a partner on this homeless issue and the housing issue. It is flat unaffordable. I've done a lot of data, a lot of research. Have a lot of data that I've been sharing. I'm trying to refine that. But the affordability is the crisis. And when you're neck and neck with San Francisco, which is known for being quite unaffordable, we are at the epicenter. We're the region right now that has the fastest increase in rents in the nation. I think that's not a milestone that we ought to be proud of. I think that's resulting in a lot more people being homeless, and with weather like this, capacity is a huge issue. So look forward to New Year.
Great, thank you. January 9th is the official swearing in of those who are newly elected or re-elected. So that's here in this room at 5 o'clock. At that time, I'll make a further speech, and I imagine other people will also. Normally I talk about a dog for adoption, and I pass that off to Ken today, and the dog was adopted before he had a chance to say anything, so that's good. Mentioned McLaughlin Boulevard and Park Avenue. My number one priority is to address Park Avenue Station, McLaughlin Boulevard. People have worked for years on Map 1, Map 2. It's time we do something about it. I don't like to waste a lot of time with long meetings. This is an example of one that is going to be pretty short. We have a lot of business outside of this. The purpose of meetings is to provide communication and information to the citizens of Clackamas County about what we're doing, and we do a lot of other things outside of that. So, I think as mayor, I had the shortest meeting in cities like Milwaukee. We were required to do one every other week. So we oftentimes didn't have business to do. So our shortest meeting was to come in, pledge allegiance, and leave. That won't happen here. We do always have a lot of business. And with Don and the rest of the commissioners talking, it's unlikely that we'll have a 3-minute business meeting. As far as testimony, I really appreciated the former chair's efforts and answering questions. That will continue. The only difference is that there have been a couple of times when people sitting at that table actually ask questions of staff directly. For now on, that'll be through me, and we will answer those questions if possible. Or we will answer them in another way, in an email or at some other meeting. But you will get your answer. We have 77 applicants, and Cameron Williams, you have to live in Clackamas County. California is not in Clackamas County, so you're not on our list. We have a lot of great applicants, people with experience. We'll be next week, this week, today, aren't we getting the resumes?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get the resumes of the 77 applicants who qualify, and we're spending our weekend looking at those, and hopefully next week. We haven't really talked about the process so much. Next week we will. My goal is to get down to 10 that we will consider. We'll talk about how we do that. I look forward to that discussion. This is not my first rodeo. We've done this a number of times, so and it's always worked out pretty well. So I look forward to that. A number of those people are in the audience today. Roads. There's one thing I sort of disagree with Commissioner Savas. While capacity is key, maintenance is something we have not resolved. And why build a road if we can't maintain it? So it's really important that we figure out a way to fund maintenance. And of course, I-205 and extension of Sunrise are our priorities, and they have not changed, and they won't change. I-205, thanks to the federal government and the state of Oregon, is moving up the list and is a top priority. Now, what is important is that the legislature step up and that the federal government step up and fund it. Frankly, we can't wait, but we don't have the money to do that, and it's not our road. So we need your help to make that happen. The budget, revenues are a lot higher, but expenses have gone up a lot too. So we're going to have a tough discussion. I think that the program, looking at what we're providing and metering how good a job we are doing, will help a lot in determining whether certain services continue, whether we enhance those services. So I look forward to getting to that 5-year goal, but still doing it in an affordable way. Ken is attending county college, which is monthly, right?
Sort of.
Sort of
I think
monthly?
over an 8-month period, it's, there's 6 months in which I will have to go to those courses.
Yeah, I think it's very valuable. I went. I think, did you? And did you?
No, when they started it, I'd already been 3 years into the job, and they said,
that's
oh, well, too late now to train me, right? But,
And Don
But
Krupp has attended and passed.
yeah, yeah.
I understand the first speaker at the county college this time around is quite the guy.
Oh, it's you. I see. I see.
Gary Schmidt as well from our Public and Governmental Affairs Department is also going to be attending county college. So we're happy about that.
Well, great. It is a fire hose. I remember I had an opportunity right after I was elected to actually start work before I was sworn in, almost a month, and did a lot of tours at that time. Had to share an office. You're not in an office yet, but you will be. Well, you are, but your official office will be soon. It is a fire hose. We do so much, and that's one of the things that we need to do a lot better job communicating about the work we do at the county. You'd be surprised. I'm sometimes surprised if you walk down a floor. You can't go up a floor. If you walk down a floor and talk to the people who do the business on that floor, you'd be surprised what we do. So that's one thing I'm interested in doing. And the other is we do a quarterly publication. And I'm hoping that we're going to talk about, get to know your county commissioner. Here's our photo. Stop us in the store, not on the street. Stop us in the store and ask us about what we're doing and what we do. And perhaps a commissioner corner where we can talk about a little bit about what we do outside of the job. So those are some of the things I'm interested in doing. And I have a 6-hour speech for swearing in night, so I'm going to leave the rest for that. And we're going to have fun here. We are going to have fun. In all the years, this is a great job, a job that's important to all of us and to you. And we plan on doing it respectfully and working hard and make sure that Clackamas County's relationships are strong with our partners, and we can move forward and resolve some issues that have sat on the table for the last 6 years, so or 4 years, I guess. So I want to again thank John and Tootie for their service. I really learned a lot from the chair and from Commissioner. I suddenly forgot her name, Commissioner Smith. They had certain passions that were important. I thought John ran a great meeting, and I'm going to learn from that, and hopefully we all have, and we'll move Clackamas County into 2017 and beyond. So thank you very much, and with that, what am I supposed to say? This meeting is adjourned.